Good morning, everybody. My name is Stephanie Stone. I'm a real estate agent with eXp. I also want to say hello to all of the folks who are watching online on YouTube and on Facebook. I know we've got a lot of folks watching online, a lot of folks here in the room today. Today, we're going to be talking about lead generation and, more importantly, how to convert more leads. Truth be told, I'm kind of a nerd about this stuff. I'm very into the science of sales. I'm very into the numbers behind why sales happen, when they happen, to make everybody a better salesperson. You know, we love the idea of taking people through houses and getting houses on the market and playing our little HGTV fantasy. But at the end of the day, we are salespeople. We're salespeople like car salespeople, people who sell their B2B products. So tapping into the idea of the science behind sales is just going to make everybody a better salesperson. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of our class today, I want to thank our friends at Snapshot Image Pros who provided the breakfast tacos. So if you are needing photos for your listings, snapshotimagepros.com. You can use coupon code EXP to get 10% off of your listings from now till the end of April. So coupon code EXP at snapshotimagepros.com. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my screen sharing for those of us, or for those who are watching online. There we go. So let's talk a little bit about leads and the idea of generating leads. Generating leads is the thing that stresses agents out the most. Show of hands if you're like, leads, what are leads? How do I do them? How do I control them when I get one? I don't know what to do when I get one. I'm super happy, but I don't know how I'm going to get another one. Like, it kind of feels like winning a scratch-off lottery ticket sometimes, and you don't know how to kind of build your machine. So we're going to talk just kind of on the periphery about leads in the realm of real estate. And ways that you can generate leads or sources that you come back to over and over to tap into lead generation. So every person you encounter is a chance for a lead. Okay, maybe not the people in this room, but other than that, every person you encounter, the parent of your kid's best friend, the person you meet at H-E-B when you're checking out your groceries. I'm of the mindset, don't be annoying about it, because nobody loves a super, there's a reason why used car salesmen have the reputation that they have, but everybody's an opportunity for a lead. They may not be in the market directly, but may become a connector. So don't worry about the leads that you generate being, cool, they're going to buy a house in 30 days, or they're going to list their house with me in 30 days. Those are far and few between. What's really going to build your business are what I refer to as your stark raving fans. The folks who are going to remember your name over and over. Anytime somebody talks about real estate, whether it's their spouse, their cousin, their coworker, the lady who comes and cleans her, whatever it is. Think of those connectors that you can build in addition to the ones that are going to be your front line. Don't be a secret agent. I get reached out to by especially new real estate agents here in San Antonio all the time. Get it on social media all the time because that's my bread and butter. First thing I do is I go to their Facebook page and take a look and see what they have. Partly to see, are they a hot mess and do I want to associate myself with this person? But just sort of, what are they doing? The number of times that I see agents with Facebook pages or Instagram pages where they're promoting their Sensi side business more than they're promoting real estate. Or they're promoting their friends' businesses more than they're promoting themselves. Nobody's going to know that you can help them with real estate unless you let people know you're a real estate agent. We just sort of assume that our friends and family remember that we are real estate agents. I have friends that I don't talk to about what they do. I've been friends with them for 20 years. I'm like, where do you work? Why? Because we just don't bring it up in conversation. And we don't want to be that person when it comes to real estate. We don't want to be the ones that are like, oh, yeah, that's right. You told me 3 years ago that you got into real estate. You're still doing that thing? And it'll happen over and over again. You'll find friends, family, associates going to other agents. Oh, why didn't you call me? Oh, I didn't realize you were still doing that. So don't be a secret agent. Don't be afraid to shout it from the rooftops. Hey, I'm in real estate. I'm here to help you with real estate. You know somebody who has a question about real estate, I'm your person. Become that expert that everybody thinks about. And lastly, successful agents do the work. So we're going to talk a little about lead generation, but we're really going to dig in deep to when you get a lead, what can you do to make that lead convert? What can you do to be more successful with your leads? And it really comes down to doing the work. And I'm going to teach you how to do the work with less time, less effort, and more laser precision. So let's just talk about sources of leads. I'm going to break them up into 3 categories. The first ones are going to be your high converting categories. So these are your family. Hopefully your family's behind you when it comes to real estate. Your friends, kids PTA, your neighborhood association. If you've got a super tight HOA that sends out a newsletter, or hopefully when COVID restrictions die down, that y'all are doing community events. What better way to network than with your neighbors? Your previous clients. Guys, keep up with your previous clients. If we're talking about building a book of stark raving fans, who better to build your base with than the folks that already know what you do and how well you do it? Any hobbies? So we have 2 French bulldogs, Simon and Maud. They are the loves of my life. I have closed 4 people from a San Antonio French bulldog playgroup. That's my hobby. So figure out what you do that you're passionate about. A couple things will happen. 1, you already have a connection outside of real estate. You can already talk the same language about something that's fun and casual and brings you both joy. And number 2, now you have someone who is in a bigger community that can refer you out. Your business contacts. So if whatever your previous job was, think about those folks as well. Or business contacts that you have outside of real estate related things. Person who cuts your hair. Person who fixes your car. Your former or current non-real estate coworkers. I know there's a lot of folks in the room who are still holding down their quote-unquote 9 to 5. I got one person on my team here who is still holding down a 9 to 5 and absolutely killing it in real estate. But reaching out to the folks that she knows where she teaches. Or my 2 former teachers here in the room. Reaching out to your previous students, your previous teachers, previous administrators. Mark here, most of his business comes from his former students. And do you think that those are his stark raving fans, the folks that he coached for 4 years? Absolutely. But he's smart to tap into the folks who know him and trust him already. Your other leads. If you have leads who aren't ready to buy yet, but they just love you and, oh my God, I'm so excited to work with you when we can do it. Those are your stark raving fans. I have a lead that it took 19 months to close. In the meantime, I closed 3 of his friends and coworkers. Why? Because I kept up with him. I remembered his kids' birthdays. I checked in, how are things going? Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, I saw that it was you and your wife's anniversary. Oh my God, happy anniversary. So he's going to refer me business because I've created that stark raving fan. Alumni Association. So if you went to college and you're real tight with your alumni association, and when they call to donate money, you're the one who kicks in money, not me. But that's a great resource. Again, you have something in common. Then we have this sort of leads that I refer to as the reach out and touch someone. If you're old like me, you remember that Southwestern Bell commercial, reach out and touch someone. So these are the leads that you're going to get by being proactive in your activities. So we're thinking of things like door knocking. We talked about neighborhood association. Going out and introducing yourself to your neighbors. Mailed letters. I love doing newsletters for my neighborhood. Usually there's one little bit of real estate information and then a highlight of a local business, maybe something going on in the community, whenever there's a neighborhood association meeting. So I do that as, hey, I'm your neighbor. I'm here to give you a little bit of fun information about your neighborhood. Postcards. So kind of the other side of those mailed letters. I do postcards anytime I have a closing, whether I'm on the buyer side or seller side. Mail it to the 500 houses nearby. Hey, just sold. Say hello to your new neighbor. Marketing materials and businesses. We see all the time when we go into a restaurant or hair salon that there's a flyer for somebody who'll do car detailing, somebody who'll, take the dents out of your car, someone who will come clean your house. Why not somebody who can help you with your real estate? Number 15 is my favorite thing, sponsoring community events. Sponsoring charity events, hosting a charity event. Right before COVID, we were about to do a pet food drive in my neighborhood, sponsored by the Stone team, and of course that all went by the wayside. But Mark has done some stuff, community events. One, it kind of taps into that warm fuzzy that everybody's looking for, especially these days. They want to feel good, they want to feel like they're helping out the community. So what better way than to donate your time, your energy, and your resources for some sort of community event. Business meet and greet. This is something that I love to do. Like I mentioned, I like to be that resource for my neighborhood. I live in one of the historic neighborhoods here in San Antonio. So we're all about the teeny tiny business. We have a coffee shop called Coffee Cup in my neighborhood, right off of Donaldson and Wilson. So I used to do every Friday, come in, first 30 people to come in, get just a regular cup of drip coffee on me. If you want to have a question about real estate, let me know. I'll give you my card, call me now, come on in. I'll just be hanging out for a few hours. But on your way to work on Friday, come grab yourself a cup of coffee. Coffee, what, $2.50? And I do 50 of them. So for under $300, I can reach out to folks in my neighborhood over and over and over again and become that name that's recognizable. Sponsoring a nonprofit organization. So this could be your kid's sport team, or helping out a Girl Scout troop, Boy Scout troop, during Pride. Whatever it is that taps into your values and what's important to you, they need our help. We make good money when we're doing this right. Give back a little bit. Sponsoring community / Little League sports team. Last year we went big kid sports team and sponsored the Alamo City Road Girls. So something fun, something that you can enjoy that, again, taps into what's fun for you, who you connect with, where you have your connections. Volunteering, San Antonio Food Bank, Humane Society, whatever, again, taps into your values. And then advertising in community newspapers and newsletters. The thing that you should recognize about all of these is about getting your name out there. And it's about getting your name out there without being directly real estate related. When I'm giving out coffee at Coffee Cup, it's not, also, do you mind looking at these 10 homes that I'd like for you to buy? Or, hey, I brought my lender, let's get you pre-approved. It's, hey, I'm here, this is what I do. I want to get to know people. We are in the relationship business. Get to know people and have people get to know you. So these are your sources of your reach out and touch someone leads. And then sources of leads, 2021 style. So in addition to my reach out and touch someone where I'm getting my name out there, guys, I am social media left, right, and center. I mean, the fact that I'm broadcasting this on YouTube and Facebook Live should probably speak to the fact that social media is where it's at. My first year in real estate, I had closed 19 deals, 17 of them I did not know until I met them on Facebook. Year 2, 41 deals. Of those 41, 36 I either did not know until I met them on Facebook that year, or they were referrals from some of those 17 year 1. So to say that my book of business is social media based in a huge way. I never inspired the children, so I don't have the sphere of influence that Mark has. We don't have kids, we don't go to church. Our sphere of influence locally isn't great. I'm an only child. My last job, I worked for a company based out of Denver, Colorado, so I can't even go, hey, if you want to move to Texas, I can certainly help you get into a house. Otherwise, I'll refer you to somebody. So for those of you who are afraid that you don't have a huge sphere of influence, I'm here to tell you that we've given you 20 ways to generate leads. This 10, if you do it right, is gold. And if you're interested in learning more about directly advertising on social media, hit me up, because I do have a boot camp for that coming up this spring. So let's talk about social media. Facebook Marketplace. Back in the day, Craigslist was king. Facebook Marketplace has taken the place of Craigslist in a big way. So advertising properties on Facebook Marketplace is a great way to generate leads. Your Facebook page, your personal Facebook page. People hire us. They don't hire our brokerage. They hire us. not just a real estate agent. The folks who want to work with me because they want to work with me. The folks who work with Laura because they want to work with Laura. And they may like working with me, they may like working with Laura as well, but they're probably going to have a better time with Laura if they speak the same language as Laura in terms of personality, just like they're going to speak the same language as me in terms of personality and the way that I go about my business. Be personal on your personal page. Now, I'm not saying you've got to, post photos of every meal you eat, although if you want to Snapchat these breakfast tacos, please feel free. But be an actual person. Don't just be Real Estate Bot 2000. Be yourself. Show photos of you on vacation or, your messy house and like Sunday laundry got me tripping. Whatever it is, but be real. Be yourself. People will connect with you. Facebook groups. In addition to Facebook Marketplace being sort of the trade-in for Craigslist, Facebook groups is now this social hangout. Like I mentioned, I closed my 4 deals from the San Antonio French Bulldog Playdate group. Why? It's because of what we have in common. So if you love to cook and there's a San Antonio foodie group or a Facebook group for the church you go to or a Facebook group for your neighborhood association, join these groups. Again, be yourself, pop in, offer your assistance, and again, it's just about building that name recognition. In addition to Facebook, there's Twitter and Instagram, and I'll talk a little bit about kind of not so much Twitter, but Instagram a little bit since it's on Instagram. So if you're not on Instagram, that is quickly becoming the growing social media platform, and it's something you should definitely tap into. Doing property tours on YouTube. Guys, don't be afraid of video. Everyone thinks they look and sound terrible on video, but guess what? You hit yourself more on video than anybody else does. The other thing is, you look and sound the same on video as you do in person. You're going to have to be in front of these people, so get in front of them early. But doing property tours on YouTube is a great way to get your foot in the door with video, because most of the time you're not having to do this. You're putting the camera up here. And now just get used to getting your voice on video, get used to a video platform, and build your content that way. Paid Facebook ads is a way to generate leads. Do I do them? No, because I don't need to. But if you're interested in tapping into some paid ads, I do know how to run really effective ads that can get leads at under $1 per lead. So if you want to hit me up on that, I'm definitely open to talk about it. Facebook videos, just like your YouTube, get on Facebook. Facebook has made it very easy to pop on video. I hit a couple buttons and I'm now broadcasting on our team's Facebook business page with this class right here. Technology has gotten super easy. There's a reason why most people on Facebook are like my dad's age, and they can figure it out. So I figure if they got it, we should all be able to get it as well. But even if it's a 30-second, hey, happy Monday, everybody. I just wanted to check in and hope everyone's doing well. This is Stephanie Stone with the Stone team. If you've got any questions on real estate, hit me up. It's just about being in front of people. Because I guarantee if you're not in front of people, I am, and I'm going to be the one to get the call. I did put Craigslist on there. Craigslist is still an option, especially for advertising properties, advertising rentals. Craigslist tends to be a little bit more of a rental market than Facebook Marketplace, but then learn to convert those renters into homeowners. And then 2021 style open house. Now that does feel like a little bit of an old school way to generate leads, but people are still voyeuristic at heart. They just want to kind of come in and peek. I mean, I do it too. Was it Sunday? Last Sunday, I was like, right around the corner from brunch is a $1.1 million house and almost parked. Man, it's cute. Hey, you want to pop in after brunch? And so that's what we did for our free entertainment. I mean, we'll see. I can pop into any house I want, anytime I want. But it was just that seems really fun. So that's why I keep open houses in that 2021 style, is because we are still very voyeuristic. Okay. Thanks.
My phone's blowing up.
So it is still very voyeuristic. It's people want to kind of peek in, and that's what social media lets them do. So again, really tap into that 2021 mentality, whether it's social media or otherwise. I did just get note that like YouTube isn't refreshing, so I'm just going to check on that real quick and then we'll kick back in. Close. Can folks hear me on YouTube?
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay.
They just said it hasn't changed from that first slide. There you go. That's what it's stuck.
Okay. I think I know why. Mel, would you mind seeing if they can? Cool. And so for those of you who are online that didn't see the slide change, I will, if you registered on Eventbrite, I will send out a copy of the slides as well so you can get this list of what's available. The audio will still be on YouTube as well. So let's talk a little bit of lead generation homework. So I want everyone, you don't have to do it now, but I want you to pick 5 ways from the list, or if this list sparked something that maybe I didn't list out. I don't know everything. I guarantee there's 31, 32, 41. But pick 5 things from this list that you can do in the next 2 to 3 weeks or next 30 days and focus just on those methods. The folks who are successful when it comes to lead generations are the ones who, one, do what they enjoy. I don't want a door knock. You couldn't pay me to door knock. I don't like when people knock. I am that person when somebody knocks on my door or rings my doorbell. I turn on my app. What do you want? Just leave it by the door. Put it in the mailbox. I'll read it later. And I don't want to be that to somebody else. Then there are those folks who are like, I want to go get my steps in. Obviously, that's not me. I want to get my steps in. I want to knock on doors, be bright, shiny, welcome wagon. And they're great at it. And neither one of us is right or wrong when it comes to lead generation. Like I mentioned, I love social media. I'm very successful at social media. I generate leads like crazy on social media. Then there's those agents who are like, Facebook can take flying. Like, I don't like it. It freaks me out. I don't want to be a part of it. But you know what? I'll host 2 open houses each and every weekend from now until the cows come home because they enjoy it. There's enough about real estate that's a grind. Don't add on things that you don't enjoy. Like I said, I gave you 30 things. If you can't pick 4 or 5 of these, you need to think about yourself. So pick 5 things from this list or something related to it that you can do over the next 2 to 3 weeks and focus just on those methods. Don't try to do all 30. 1, you'll drive yourself crazy. 2, you won't be able to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. And 3, you'll be so busy trying to do a little bit of everything that you'll never become an expert at anything. Again, if you don't know Twitter or you're not a fan of door knocking, don't start with those. Start with what you feel comfortable with. Pick things that match your skill set, your interests, your personality. Track every lead. Where did they come from? Where did I succeed? What is getting me a big old goose egg? Track every attempt. Why? If you know that you are killing it every time you go on video on Facebook, and that's one of the 5 things you picked to do over the next 30 days, and that's your standout, cool. I want you to drop those other 4 things and do Facebook video 5 times as hard. But how will you know that Facebook video is where you're getting your folks from? Unless you track it. Everyone should have a goal of 100 contacts each and every week. So what is a contact? A contact is a 2-way conversation. So if you call somebody and leave a voicemail, that's one way. If you call somebody and they pick up the phone and go, I hate you and I hate your family, don't ever call me again, guess what? That's a contact. Because now you know what their response is or how engaged they are. So your goal is 100 contacts each and every week. That can be phone call. That can be a text message that you get a response from. That could be Facebook Messenger that you get a response from. That could be knocking on the door and they open the door and they slam it in your face. Hey, 99 more to go, and you're done. 100 contacts each and every week. It should be different contacts. Don't just knock on the same 100 doors over and over and get yelled at 100 times. That doesn't sound fun and you won't go anywhere. Whatever you need to do to track it, go for it. I think most of the folks on my team, I need to get you one. We have a laminated, I think you have one still too, a laminated sheet that I had printed out, took it to FedEx office. It has 1 through 100. You just dry erase. When you're done marking off, you're done for the week. This will build your business. Why? Most real estate agents aren't even doing this. And I hate to say it, it's like your old college professor, look left, look right. One of you is not going to be doing this at the end of the day, and it's just matter of fact. It's a shame, but it's just how it is. So be the one who does this, and this is what's going to make you stand out. So you got a lead, great. Now what do you do? And it doesn't really matter where the lead comes from. The theory behind what to do from here is the same. Sales is sales is sales is sales. You're tapping into the same mindset, whether it's business to business sales, business to end user sales, or us here in real estate. If you take away nothing from this class, it's this right here. That's why it's in the biggest, brightest, most annoying color possible, because I want you all to pay attention to this. You got to be first. You got to be aggressive. The early and persistent bird is going to get the worm. So again, if you learn nothing today, take this away. So I wanted to show this chart. Those of you on my team have seen this over and over, and I'm sure you're tired of seeing it, but this is 100% true. And again, no matter what line of sales you're in, the number of times that I hear, well, I called them twice, so I guess they're not interested, so I'm just going to remove them from my phone. Cool. You are leaving out basically a 90% chance of converting them if you do that. So after contact 1, half of y'all have given up. Send out a text message. You make a phone call. I guess they'll call me when they're ready. I guess they'll text me when they're ready. I guess they'll magically remember 2.5 years down the road that I'm in real estate, or when it comes up in conversation at my kid's birthday 6 months from now. It doesn't happen. So when I said look left, look right, one of you is not going to do this, studies show half of y'all give up after that first attempt. After contact number 2, I had tried them twice. Total 65 give up. So there's now only 40% of y'all who are still in it. Contact number 3, we're up to almost 80% of y'all. 8 out of every 10 here watching online are like, I guess that's not going to be a sale ever. I started off talking about that lead that I had for 18 months before they bought a house. And in the meantime, I closed 3 of their friends and then eventually got them into the house when they were in a better financial situation. Got 4 contracts just because I'd given up after contact number 3. That's 20 grand that I would have left on the table. So now we move to contact number 4. 90% have given up. So based on the folks in the room, one of you is still chasing that lead. Then we go to contact number 5. This is when they're finally starting to go, oh, Stephanie Stone, yeah, she's a real estate agent. They don't remember contact 1, 2, 3, 4 that I'm a real estate agent. Contact number 5, it's finally starting to sink in of like, oh yeah, if I've got something in real estate, I'll call Stephanie, or I'll call Kendall, or I'll call Marcel. They just now remember who you are. Moving on to contact number 6. This is when they kind of get to know you. Not just Stephanie the real estate agent, but a little bit about who you are, what you can do for them, the amount of patience you have, the sort of resources you have, whatever it is, they're now starting to make a deeper connection with you and what you're looking to sell them. Contact number 7, now you're becoming top of mind. So even if there is out of that 10% that are still kicking in, if you last to contact number 7, you're becoming number 1 in that hierarchy. Contact 8, you're probably the only one to hit it, to contact 8. So we're probably talking maybe 2-3% of salespeople, including real estate agents, are making it this far. Contact number 9, 90% chance of converting. Not until contact number 9. 90% of deals close between contact number 8 and number 12. So if you're stopping way up here, how are you going to cap? How are you going to hit icon? How are you going to be platinum top 50? How are you going to be San Antonio Business Journal top realtor, where you get and go to a nice banquet and dress up and celebrate your success? They say that 87% of new real estate agents are gone in their first 2 years. If I could just get them to do this, they wouldn't be. Or those are the ones in the 13% who make it. 20% of real estate agents are driving 100% of the business. 80% of agents, they still have their license, maybe help out a family member here and there. They're almost like a hobby. I'm here to make a career out of it. And the fact that y'all showed up and that y'all are here online on a Friday morning means that y'all are here to make a career out of it as well. So be that 20%. You remember, 80% are giving up just here. I'm not asking you to call them every day for the next 90 days. Can you just reach out to them 4 times? And they commit to 7 or 8? Your business is going to blow up when you get down here. So when you generate a lead, don't get discouraged when phone call number 4 goes unresponded to, or text number 4 is, I'll let you know when we're ready. That's your sign that, oh, hey, at least I've got a good number for them. At least I know that's a real person. So I just need to find 4 more ways to reach out to them that doesn't annoy them. Cool, I'm in the hunt. So just in sales and follow-up statistics, so when you generate a lead, 3 out of every 100 are ready to rock and roll. Only 3. I like to garden. When I plant a seed in the ground, I'm not expecting to wake up the next morning and have an apple tree. I gotta plant the seed, I've gotta water it, I've gotta fertilize it, I gotta till the soil, I gotta make sure there's no bugs. Because I know in 3 to 6 months, when it's harvest season, I'm gonna have fruits and vegetables. I'm planting a seed now that I'm gonna harvest later on, and this is true in sales as well. Only 3% are gonna be ready at that point where you connect with them. They message you on Facebook, you meet them at a friend's party, you knock on their door. 56% just, I'm not even thinking about it, I'm not, that sounds really cool, have a great day, I'll keep you in mind. They won't unless you continue to reach out to them. 40% are on that precipice. They're not hot and heavy, ready to go, but they're like, we've been thinking about it. I don't know if we're quite ready yet, but tell us more. They're at least willing to have that conversation with you. So, but that still means that more than half just don't even want to hear it at this point. Doesn't mean that they never want to hear it, they just don't want to hear it now. So if you're banking your business on every time I reach somebody, I'm going to have a paycheck in 30 days, you are sadly mistaken. 35 to 50% of sales go to the person that responds first. So if you generate a lead, especially if you're doing them online, be quick to respond, or better yet, have something automated that can help you. If you're with EXP and you're not using automation campaigns in KV Core, you are selling yourself short. Those who attempted to reach leads within an hour were 7 times more likely to have a meaningful conversation with the decision maker than those who waited 61 minutes and beyond. I train my team, hey, you get a lead from the team? That text message needs to be out in 5 minutes. They need an email within 10 minutes, and they need a phone call within the hour. Why? So I want those leads to convert. I don't want another agent to swoop in and take that away from us. Following up with internet leads within 5 minutes makes you 9 times more likely to engage with them. So I said 5 minutes for that text message. Why? We increase our chance of converting them by 9 times. And then down at the bottom, just kind of reiterating that chart, high growth salespeople report an average of 16 touch points per prospect within a 2 to 4 week span. So basically 4 times a week. And this could be email followed with a text message. Hey, I get on the phone when we're done talking, I send you a text follow-up. Hey, that's 2 touches. So 16 in a 2 to 4 week period are what high performing salespeople are doing. Everyone is afraid they're gonna think I'm bothering them. Oh no, I'm bothering them. I've never given anybody my real email address and phone number and not wanted them to call me. If I don't want them to call me, I'm like, sure, my name is Sue Johnson, and my phone number is 210-341, and I just give something fake. So if I've got somebody's real contact information, it's because at some point in time, they wanted something from me in return. You are not bothering them. They asked for it. Let's continue on. I'm talking about the persistence. We talked about the early and persistent bird gets the worm. So early, previous slide, persistence. Like we talked about, 50% of sales happen after touch number 5. So if you're quitting after 1, 2, 3, or 4, you're planning to fail. The average sales rep makes only 2 attempts to reach a prospect. Again, 44% of salespeople give up after that first follow-up. 92% of salespeople give up after no sales on the 4th call. Like, not only do they go, I'll get to them later, it's like, this is never going to be anything in the whole wide world. I'm going to rip them up and forget that they ever existed. I've had agents when I teach this sort of class, and they'll come back to me, so if you're reaching the guy, should I just archive this lead so I don't have to look at it anymore? Give them to me. I'll call them for the next 6 months. Sure, why not? And then it takes an average of 8 cold call attempts to reach a prospect. In 2007, this was only 3.8. So those agents who've been around for a while or have an old mentality of sales, they're like, I guess it just doesn't work anymore. Guess it just doesn't work anymore. No, just because people's lives are changing. The way that they interact with their people are changing. Just, 13 years ago? 4 calls. It's doubled in the last 13 years. We have to be more persistent. There's just more options. People have better access to information, access to more options. So we need to make sure that we are defining that option for them. Let's talk about emails and calls. So like I said, I like to be real nerdy. I like to be real laser focused. So email opens increase after 12 p.m. with the most active period being between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. If you're hoping to get people in the morning, don't count on it. Unless they're in business like us and they answer all their emails and then they stop responding after 2 o'clock. But most email open will be after 12 o'clock. People don't want to get up in the morning, get their kids ready for school, head out to work while they're checking an email from a realtor. The best time to send your emails is between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Because if most people are going to open between noon and 5, you don't want to be way down at the bottom of that email list along with all the rest of the spam they're getting. You want to try to keep it in line with when they're opening it. I try to do up all my emails starting at 10 a.m. because if they're going to do sometime between 12 and 5, I'm going to be a little bit higher up towards the top. Tuesday emails have the highest open rate compared to other weekdays. So if you're doing like an email newsletter, do it on a Tuesday. Send it out Tuesday at 10 a.m. That's when most emails are going to be read, is on a Tuesday. And if you know it's Tuesday between 2 and 5, schedule accordingly. There are plenty of apps for Gmail or Yahoo or whatever email client you're using where you can pre-schedule your emails. So if you're like, man, I'm busy Tuesday, I've got this, that, and the other thing that I do, great, write them all on Sunday and cue them to go out Tuesday at 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever that works for you. The best time to do your phone calls, Wednesday and Thursday afternoons. 4 to 6 is that sweet spot. People are over that hectic stress from Monday. You're not quite looking forward to their rockin' weekend yet on Thursday and Friday. Tuesday and Wednesday, that is that sweet spot. They're not busy headed to work. In fact, you may catch them on the drive home. Most of us have Bluetooth in our car anyway. Great, we can keep some folks entertained while they drive home. The worst time to call, Monday mornings. I don't even want to take a real estate call Monday morning, let alone a call from some other salesperson. And then Friday afternoons, because folks are like, hey, where are you going to happy hour? Hey, what's good this weekend? So you're going to do your phone calls Wednesday and Thursday evenings. Schedule all your emails Tuesday to hit their inbox sometime in the late morning or early afternoon. Simple, but it's scientific. That way you're not running around chasing everything here, there, and everywhere. You can plan your day around it, plan your week around it. If you don't have a schedule, we're going to be teaching goal setting and time blocking in 2 weeks. We'll talk about how to work this into your schedule. Make this part of your weekly schedule, part of your to-do list. Some more email stats. Email marketing has twice the return of cold calling alone. So if you're just making phone calls and not emailing, you're cutting yourself in half. 33% of email recipients open based on the subject line alone. Get creative with your subject line. Don't just be looking for a house. Here's some house information or market statistics. All right. Get creative, get fun. Put a little emoji in there, something that's going to make it look different from everything else in your inbox. Not sure what to do? Open up your Gmail, scroll and see what catches your eye. You're no different than the people we're selling to. It's the same human biology. Whatever catches your eye is going to catch somebody else's eye, so steal from the best and make it your own. Subject lines with more than 3 words experience a drop in open rate by over 60%. So don't also put exclamation point, OMG, you have to check out this amazing house and here's some information on how I can snooze. 3 words, real catchy, 1 emoji, it'll get opened. Personalized emails, including the recipient's first name in the subject line, can boost open rate by almost 30%. There are plenty of tools that can do this. I do an email newsletter once a week through a service called MailChimp, MailChimp. It's free for like your first 500 subscribers or your first 2,500 emails each and every month. And you can put in these merge tags where it'll put in the subject line, hey, first name. And in the email, hi, first name. This is Laura with EXP. I wanted to send you some information. Here's my weekly email. Here's my weekly tip of the week. And you can personalize it. People love to feel special. If you're using KV Core as your CRM, in their email platform, you can put those merge tags as well. It's like first name, last name, tag with your name, whatever you want, you can put in and make everything feel very, very personalized. Let's talk about phone call stats. I'm just a little bit small, but hopefully you can see it. So 55% of high growth companies, those who experience a minimum of 40% growth over the previous 3 years, stated that cold calling is still very much alive. Y'all aren't making calls. I'm looking at my team. This is why am I on you about making calls? Because it works. We talked about that, reach out and touch somebody. It works. People want personal connection. I know we are in a digital age, but even in a digital sense, they want to feel unique, that you are talking just to them. One study showed that telephone outreach out-converted emails by a significant margin, 8.25% versus less than 1%. So we're going to marry those two together. We talked about email having a great conversion rate. If you can pair those two up together, an email, hey, I'm going to give you a call tomorrow, or thanks for taking my call, here's an email. You're just trying to hit every way that their brain potentially works. 78% of decision makers have taken an appointment or attended an event that came from a cold call. That's a lot of folks. The average sales development rep makes 52 calls a day. So these are folks who are just sales. All they do is sales for other companies, are making at least 52 phone calls a day. 6 to 10 minutes is the optimal length for a live call. So if you're on your call, you want to get in, secure your appointment, get them to a lender, whatever it is that gets them to the next step, and then moonwalk right back out. It's fun to have those nice long conversations, and sometimes you connect with somebody on a deeper level. Do not spend a half an hour or an hour on the phone with somebody. They do. They tire you out. And I can make, I don't know, if I'm getting people on the phone like back to back to back, I can do 10 to 12 phone calls in an hour. I want 10 to 12 opportunities versus that one. So my time is money. I need to get them on the phone, get what I need, get them what they need, and get them off the phone. If the phone call lasts 2.5 minutes, probably not long enough for them to really commit. So I'm not saying stretch it out, but just make sure that y'all are on the same page. Do your 5, 6, 7 minutes, and then close it out from there. The average voicemail response is only 4.8%. If you think, check me out, I left 100 voicemails today, 4.8%. I don't even leave voicemails anymore. Here's why. If I leave a voicemail, they now know my number and now know what number to block. I want to get them on the phone. I want to get them talking to me. And then they can block me after that, after I say what I need to say. But if it's, hey, this is Stephanie with the Stone team. Hey, I saw that your property expired at 123 Fifth Street. I have a couple questions about it. Can you give me a call back? So the damn realtor calling about my expired listing, block. I haven't even had an opportunity to try to close it. 80% of calls do go to voicemail, and then 90% of first-time voicemails are never returned. So don't rely on voicemails. Don't take voicemails as a success. This is why it's not a connection. Connection has to be two-way. Let's talk about texting. Prospects who are sent a text message convert at a rate of 40% higher than other methods. Now, you can't just text alone, because if you send a text and then do a phone call, let's say like the next day, you're cutting yourself off at the knees. So the sweet spot is text immediate phone call or immediate phone call text follow-up. But don't do a text and then expect to call them 3 hours later. We already showed that if you wait more than 60 minutes, you're starting to do this. Get on that phone quickly, follow up with a text. If you can't make that phone call, at least send that text and go, hey, I'm going to give you a call in about 30 minutes and make that phone call. Texting after a phone call leads to 112.6 higher lead to engagement conversion. Because you're able to restate whatever you said in that phone call, make it nice and concise. They now have some way to find you. Do your digital business card, link to your website, something that they can kind of engage with. Give them something to do in the meantime. Give them like a little activity. Let's talk social media. So every person spends an average of 2 hours and 25 minutes on social networks and messaging each and every day. Almost 3 hours. And that's on average, each and every day. If you have the ability to buy an ad on NBC that just ran for 2 hours and 25 minutes, or send someone for 2 hours and 25 minutes to go knock on a bunch of doors, you think you'd reach out to people? Yeah, probably. So go where people are. I know there are folks who are social media fearful or just like, I don't get it or I don't like it. The fact of the matter is this is where people are hanging out. They're just sitting there waiting for something to entertain them. 69% of US adults use Facebook, and 76% have visited the platform in the last month. So we keep hearing that Facebook is dying. And if you ask my niece, yeah, Facebook is where me, Mom, Peepaw, and Aunt Steph and Aunt Dave hang out. That's where the old people hang out. We're all on TikTok, like doing that dance thing that I can't do. But right now, my 10-year-old niece is not buying a house. I want to go where folks my age, a little bit older, maybe my dad's age. They're downsizing. So those that are in that sweet spot of being able to buy, and we still have enough of the Gen Z millennials who are still engaging on Facebook as well. So people who have money and can make decisions and sign a contract, they're still on Facebook. 69% of adults. 98% of marketers say Instagram is the most influential platform for influencer marketing. So if you want those star rated fans who are going to repost stuff and really engage with your content, you also have to be doing Instagram. So if you think of Instagram as like your party, and then Facebook is the, have you heard the good word real estate? Facebook's where you get them serious. Instagram is where like your bright shining lights and you just kind of get them, get them feeling good and getting them excited. So you can have a lot of fun on Instagram. Do your house tours, do real quick videos. This is a great way to just pop up and like, hey, this is Stephanie with the Stone Team, happy Monday, blah, 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 blah. Record your video once, post them on both places. You don't have to create separate content for each. Keep doing it. Keep commenting on other people's stuff, and I guarantee your followers will grow. Okay. Don't be afraid if you only have, I've only got one person on Instagram, I've only got, great, everyone started with one person. Or if you're back in MySpace, you started with Tom, and that's it. And then you had the top 8, and then you could move around and make people feel bad about themselves. So don't worry that you don't have followers. How do you get followers? By putting stuff up. No one's going to follow you unless they have something to watch. So if you're waiting for people to watch you, why would they want to hang around if they're walking into an empty room? Video, we just talked about like going on Instagram and Facebook and recording videos and cross-posting them. Videos get 21.2% more interactions compared to just images, and then 18.6% more interactions compared to carousels, which are like still image slideshows. People want to see us. And me here is fine, but me here doing this is a heck of a lot better. It's a lot more interesting. You get to know me a little bit more. The best time to post on Facebook, so we know when we need to send our emails, we know how quickly we need to make our phone calls. You want to post on Facebook Wednesday at 11 a.m. and then again right after lunch. 11 a.m. because most people have a noon lunch break. So they're sitting there eating their sandwich from Panera and just doing this. Don't devote Sundays to social media. People are hanging out with family. or they're getting ready for that week ahead. They don't have the luxury of just doing this. And this is literally how we have to catch people's attention. It's got to be quick, it's got to be snappy, it's got to be engaging, it's got to look a little different than what anybody else is doing. So Wednesdays, put it on your schedule. That's your social media day. I've already planned it out for you. The best time to post on Instagram, very much like Facebook, Wednesday at 11 a.m. And then I'll leave that Friday morning. Sorry that I'm taking your Instagram time right now. Post on Instagram. You can also schedule on Instagram. So queue it up Friday at 9 to go up at 10 while you're sitting here in my class. And just like on Facebook, Sunday is the worst day for Instagram engagement. Now, is that true for everybody? No. But we're not all a Kardashian, or people will dislike and cross-post everything that we do. So we've got to be real smart about what we do, one, to keep our excitement up, and also to kind of trick the algorithm a little bit. Just to talk about social media algorithms, the more people interact with your stuff, the more that social media platforms show your stuff. If you make a post on Facebook, depending on how much engagement you've had previously, it'll only get shown to 10 to 15% of the people who follow you. And the more followers you have, the smaller it is. So if you've got 4 people following you, they're probably going to show it to all 4. If you have 400 people following you, they're probably going to show it to maybe 25. If I had 1,000, get maybe 30. So you get this kind of diminishing returns on social media. So what fixes that is posting things that people are like, yes, I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this. So vary up your social media. Don't have it be all just real estate question or, hey, interest rates are rising. Now's the, make it fun. Like, I hate to say, like, because I'm not one to just like emoji and thing and flashing lights, but it works. And it's just a way to reset that algorithm, because if one post gets you a lot of followers, Facebook and Instagram are going to go, oh, these people are like the coolest thing on the block. Let's show it to everybody. So get creative, and more importantly, have fun with it. And most importantly, just get out there and do it. So let's talk multi-channel approach. We've talked email, we talked phone calls, we talked texting, we talked social media. Sales professionals that leverage a triple touch. So we're talking email, text, and phone call. 28% higher conversion rate than those that just use phone, or just email, or just text. Don't put all of your sales eggs in one basket. Not everybody likes the same contact method. I'm a texting girl through and through. You send me an email, you better hope I see it in between all those Bed Bath & Beyond coupons that I get emailed and every other little bit of marketing that I get. Phone calls, if I don't recognize the number, leave me a message and I'll see if it's worth, or if you don't leave me a message, I guess it wasn't important enough. But if you text me, I'm going to see it, I'm going to know what you need, and if I can help you right away, great, I'm going to respond. My dad, it's like, I see your text, but I don't know how to text you back, just give me a call. He just doesn't know. He checks email once every 15 days, and it's mostly just delete everything, and then he just goes about his day. My husband is an emailer. He doesn't sign up for any like dumb email lists like his wife does, so all of his are worth something. He comes from a sales background, so all of his communication with business owner emails, so he's just trained that email is my jam. Doesn't answer his phone, even if I call. Text, I better like put a little heart emoji so he knows I'm not mad at him. So you've got to tap into what different people want, and we don't know until we really get to know them, so let's hit them with all 3. Leads that are sent an email and text message in between phone call attempts have a 60% higher chance to be contacted live by phone. So what that means is, get somebody on the phone. Hey, Mr. Jones, this is Stephanie with EXP. You filled out a form on our website. You're interested in a house at 123 Fake Street. Yeah, tell me a little bit more about what you're looking for. A house, great. I'm going to send over some properties. Here's your email with some properties. And then maybe next week, hey, Mr. Jones, it's Stephanie from EXP. Hey, let me know what you think about those houses that I sent you. In fact, I'll give you a call tomorrow at noon. So don't have it just be phone call back. Give them a little variation. You're almost kind of warming them up for phone calls. These days, most people hate talking on the phone. Like, is there anyone in here who's like, yeah, I want to talk on the phone all the time? Who would rather have me text you versus call you and blow up your phone all the time? Yeah, pretty much everybody. And most folks are like that. But if Mel were to text me and go, hey, I've got a question about a contract, can I call you in 20 minutes? I'm much more likely to go, oh yeah, that's totally fine. I know to set aside that time. I know that what she's going to be calling me on, and I can kind of prepare myself for it. And our sales leads are the same way. So the first thing is to get your mindset right for follow-up. When most folks think of follow-up, they think of like chasing opportunities, just trying to grab whatever they can. I use the Chuck E. Cheese ticket booth analogy where you just throw them in a booth and try to grab whatever people will say yes to you for even the hottest second. But we're going to be following up in a very different way. The key to successful follow-up is adding value with each and every interaction. So you can't just be, hey, it's Marcel, you ready to buy a house? Hey, it's me again, house, question mark? Hey, wanted to talk to you about house emoji. Like you've got to keep it a little bit different. You've got to keep people interested in what you have to say. So let's talk about what I mean about value add. Always have a specific reason to reach out to folks, unless you don't really need it. Christmas, it's their birthday. When we had the storm, I sent text to everybody, hey, I hope y'all are okay. If you need anything, I've got extra water. Do you have electricity? I didn't need a realistic reason to reach out to them. But for the most part, just reaching out and going, just wanted to say, hey. It's cool for that family member that you've forgotten about, but not so much for our leads. So have something that you can bring to them. Even if it's something you've brought up before, bring it in a slightly different way. So the reason for my call, the reason for my email, the reason for my text, I wanted to reach out to you. I wanted to tell you, I've got something for you. Have a reason, make it purposeful. And then give them something new or something you've given before, but in a slightly different way so that it feels new. So what does that mean? I break these up into 3 different categories. What can I ask somebody in terms of real estate? What questions can I ask that gets them going? What can I inform them? What little nugget of knowledge can I drop? And then lastly, what can I offer? What can I give them? And I'm not talking about just tangible, but what is something that I can just go, here, this will help. So everything that you do, ask, inform, and offer should be top of mind. All the time I get, well, what do I tell them? What do I say to them? Think about your clients. What questions do they have for you? What creative solutions have you already found for your buyers and your sellers that you can make universal? What questions do you need answered to be able to do your job right? If you think for just a moment, we can come up with 100 things. This is my stair step of my reach outs. Starting at the top. I always start something general, something relatively low stakes. Tell me a little bit about what you're looking for in a home. Real general. Then I come with something to offer, a little bit more targeted, maybe based on what they told me they're looking for. Then I come into a light bulb moment. This right here is where most of my leads convert. We talked about people want to feel special. So I love coming in with the language with, oh my God, I know I forgot to tell you something. But it's the same thing that I've been telling my 1,700 leads at different times. Hey, I just thought of something that may help you. It makes it feel personal. It makes it feel like you were just laying in bed thinking about how can I get them into a house? How can I help them sell their house? What can I do for them? And you just had this revelation and you couldn't wait to share it. Then we talk about pain point questions. Most of the time when we are either getting ghosted or being told no, is not because they really mean no, it's because they're too afraid that it's going to be a no from us. Credit, down payment. Man, we want to get out of this house, but I don't even know if we have enough equity. Man, we want to get out of this house, but what if our roof needs repairing? Man, we want to get out of this house, but my husband and I are going through a divorce, and we don't know how we're going to be able to divide up the assets and what that's going to look like. Hey, we want to buy a house, and we've been renting all this time. We don't even know how it works. And we've been told we need a 700 credit score. I only have 5,000 saved. I'm only 20 years old. Whatever it is, that's a pain point. It's something they're afraid of. So asking those questions up front that may address those pain points. So it opens up that conversation. Makes it seem a little less like we are this high and mighty gatekeeper, and more like, hey, we're just people who will help you find solutions. You can't shock me. Try me. I guarantee I've heard someone from a worse situation, or I've run up against it before. I know how to fix it. And then lastly, give a gift. And I'm not necessarily talking about, let me send you a dozen cookies from Tiff's Treats, although I've done that before. The gift of your time. The gift of some sort of resource. The gift of, you're worried about the equity in your house. You know what? Let me pull some numbers on some houses in your area, and I'll give you what I think most buyers would be willing to pay for your house. Hey, no charge, no obligation. Give them something. Go above and beyond. So we're going to do a little exercise. So we talked about the ask, offer, and inform. I see my terrible penmanship. So I want to know, what are some things that we can ask, offer, or inform so that we now have a laundry list of all these things that we can reach out to people with when we're reaching out to our leads. Go ahead and shout them out.
Take interest rates.
Interest rates.
The buying process.
Keep coming, good. What are questions you can ask someone that will help you do your job better?
Location.
Location. Where do they want to be?
The time.
Timeline.
Are you working with a realtor?
Mm-hmm.
The main one, why?
Why? I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Why do you want? Why do you want?
Mm-hmm. Realtor. Price point or payment. Or if you're on the selling side, how much do you need to walk away with to feel good about this? What are other things that we can inform on? So we had interest rates, we had the process. Anything else?
Any type of loan.
Loan. Oops. L-O-A-N. Down payment programs or special programs. Oh, you're military. Thank you for your service. Did you know that you can get into a home with no money down? Let's talk about anything else that we can offer. We think about that. Let's give them a gift sort of thing. Credit repair. Hey, you want to go see some houses in person? Offering my time, offering to be a gatekeeper in the best sense of the word. Let's go see. Laura, I heard you.
Access to the house.
Yeah. Lender Connect. Hey, you're not sure if you can make this happen or what your payments would be? I've got someone who can take a look at your information, doesn't cost you anything, and now we can see where we're at and we can put a plan together.
Resources to other industry professionals like movers, plumbers, whatever. We can come in.
So in what, 2.5 minutes, if that, we can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Our goal is to get 12 touches. We now have 2 to spare. And we can always take these and work them in different ways. And I guarantee if you sat down for another 2.5 minutes, you'd probably think of another 12 to 15 options. Don't overthink this. We do this all day long. We get asked questions all day long. Think about your last deal and the top 10 questions that you got asked or the situations that you ran into. Hey, we had last house, the appraisal came in under value. You know what? I'm going to talk to them about, I know you're hearing people talk about, oh, appraisal, appraisal, appraisal. Here's what an appraisal is. Hey, you're worried about folks who are, especially this multiple offer situation. Great. Non-real estate people. I'm getting texts. Hey, I'm wanting to buy, but I hear it's really bad for buyers right now. What should I do? Well, you should buy now because somebody's winning those contracts. So why not you? Talk about the elephant in the room. Hey, you're probably hearing about how all these houses are going like crazy, over offer. Don't worry about it. I've got other ways that we can make your offer stand out. I'd love to talk to you about it. Let's go see some houses. And while we're doing that, I'll talk to you about the process. We deal with it every day. So in addition to your homework of picking your 5 things from that list that you want to focus on to get more people to talk to, continue to build out your list. I literally have on my whiteboard Post-it notes with just topics. This is how I build out like my automation follow-up. Then I just move them around with whatever seems the most relevant or most important or what's converting the highest. Get creative with it. Get fun with it. Put your personality into it. You want people to know who you are? Make it fun. 30-second video on the real estate process that you can send to them in a text. That's fun. An infographic on, hey, if you're paying $1,200 a month in rent, did you know that you can afford this amount of house? It's fun. Get creative. Make it engaging. And then now you can use this and this and put it on social media. It's all about doing more with less, getting creative in what you're putting together, and reaching that widest audience possible so that you're always tapping into somebody's mindset. So we think we can do this?
Yes.
Who's committed to picking 5 ways to generate leads this week from that list? Awesome. Who's committed to following up 12 to 16 times per lead? That's where the money is.
Yes.
Great. I'm excited. I want to hear from everybody in 30 days and see, and same with y'all online, how that 30 days went. I've got everybody's email who registered, so you best believe you're going to get an email from me in 30 days. If anyone has questions on social media marketing specifically, whether it be paid Facebook ads, Facebook Marketplace, which is where most of my free lead generation comes from, get with me, shoot me an email. You can find me on Facebook, Stephanie Stone Rob, Stephanie Stone Realtor Broker by EXP, or the Stone Team. If you're on YouTube, comment below on YouTube. I will send an email follow-up with everyone who registered on Eventbrite, so you have my email as well. But I will be doing a lead generation boot camp starting in April. So if you want to sign up for that, let me know, and I'll send you information on that course as well. Any questions from the room? Or Mel, if you see any questions in chat. Any questions from anybody before I let you
They
go?
lost your sweet face on video. They can hear you, but
They don't need my sweet face.
They were asking about tagging. Like hashtag taggers on.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. So doing like hashtags on social media, it is on Instagram. It's much more effective than Facebook. If you're wanting to learn about like, ooh, what hashtags do I use? Follow realtors who have a bunch of engagement and use those hashtags. There is no copyright on hashtags. They're just pieces of text. Like I said, I'm a big proponent of seeing what successful people are doing, stealing it, and making it your own. But if you have the room and your copy to do it, absolutely, absolutely, does not hurt. Any other questions before we adjourn? And I have you eat the rest of the breakfast. Cool. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching online. Sorry about the technical difficulties. Thank you everyone who showed up today. Again, my name is Stephanie Stone. I'm a mentor with EXP Realty and a team lead with the Stone Team. What up? But if you have any questions on getting into real estate, kickstarting your career, and especially marketing for lead generation, definitely hit me up. I'm happy to help. Again, anyone in the room or anybody watching online. Again, thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.